Hello, welcome to a series of A Mother's Wild Heart. My name is Renee. I'm a mother, a social worker, and a doula. And I have this wonderful YouTube channel. It's such a joy for me to keep making these videos. For you out there who may be feeling just like me, I'm not through it on the other end. I'm still learning, still developing. But if you are a mother who's been wondering if she's doing things right, if things feel lonely sometimes, if you are questioning yourself, and if you feel that you have mental health challenges, but you realize that it's affecting your parenting, I just want to give you hope, and I want to take care of you and just say, it's okay, you can feel those things and you're still a really good mother. I encourage you to look for help as well. We can't do this alone. We're meant to be in community, and there are some people that are really, really, really smart and trained and skilled in ways to help us. So I always encourage people to find help, psychology or counseling or psychotherapy or coaching. One of those paths will definitely help you reach some freedom in your mind, because your children are looking to you for strength and stability. So in this video, I just want to quickly talk about marriages and that it is possible that they stick together. And let me tell you who inspired me so much this week, and it was Unlocking Us podcasts by Brené Brown. And this in particular one, she was interviewing John and Julie Gottman. They are so fantastic. So people in the psychology and coaching industry would be familiar with the Gottman Institute. They have been studying couples for several decades. I don't want to say the wrong number, but they are so well established. They're giants in their field. They've done thousands of couples research, and they are the ones who can claim that they can see by 3 minutes of an interaction between a couple if they're going to stick out as a couple, make it work, or separate. And this is what I want to say, both a disclaimer so no one feels judged. I don't judge if you've left your husband, or if you're thinking about leaving him, or your wife. If your relationship is in a mess, I just want to give you hope as well that there is help out there. But what I want to say in this video, and this is my personal experience mixed with what I have hope for the world as well, is that every relationship can work out. And this is when both parties in the relationship want to work on it. I do believe that through research there is so much skills and opportunities and help available, that every relationship can become life-lasting, even when you really feel that you've married the wrong person. I can also testify to that. I thought that often. What have I done? Who did I marry here? We are so different. Shall we work through a lifelong season of disagreements every day, or are we going to stick it out and things change? And there are researchers like the Gottmans who really believe that a relationship is possible, but it takes personal development. It takes a lot of investment, intentional investment, into ironing out a few things that are not going well, but it has to be both people involved. I have a friend, she actually runs relationship courses, and she said that she believes that it takes one person to make a marriage work. I really love that, but personally I believe that it has to be two people needing to want to make it work. Maybe one wants it more than the other, but if two people say, yes, I want to stay with you, I just don't know how, there is hope. And this is the thing that can get you through. Every relationship is gonna be healthy enough to keep going. It needs a lot of care, tenderness, being involved 100%. You have to be all in. This is it. And you have to recognize what you are doing wrong and help the other person recognize what they're doing wrong without accusing. Having an attitude of love for yourself and for the other person is really, really important. So I'm just giving a few tips here of how to, before you start, figure out if this is the person you want to stay with. You've already committed, maybe you have children, maybe you have a long history with each other, and the memories can be negative as well as positive, but sometimes we latch on, this is human nature, to latch on to the negative memories. But I believe that if you focus on the positive, and if you focus on a vision, who do you want to be later in life? visualize yourself with this person living in peace and what that would look like. Is that encouraging? And those are the things that can get us through all the difficulties. One other thing that I needed to learn so much is not to fret the small things. I'll share such a funny example, but it's a big deal for me. So my husband's so funny. He comes from the beach and then throws his wet swimming costume in the laundry pile, but maybe I've just recently done the laundry pile, and then if everything else falls on top and isn't washed in a week, it can just create a mold. Or I just don't think it's fantastic to have damp clothes at the bottom of the basket. And I have made fun of him, or have said things like, I have a client who has a disability. He's 14, and I'm teaching him with life skills, and I'm telling him, don't put your wet swimming costume under the pass. So I was like, husband, I am telling you the same things that I'm telling a boy with a disability. I really, really need you to not do this anymore. And that has not helped as much as me responding more with compassion and being like, hey Tristan, I understand that this is not one of your strong points in life. You go about your day being in your own head. I get that. And this is not a thing that you clearly think through the consequences of, but it would really, really impact my life and, make me feel like I can trust you more with the small things if I didn't need to say these things. Can you please be a little bit more intentional about these things? And I'll try to make my part for it to work out as well. And just my way of talking to him has changed him a lot. He's like, oh yeah, sure, of course, no worries. Whereas in the past, I was like, you're like my disabled client. And he's like, well, I'm not. And then no one learned from it, and everyone got frustrated. And guess what? The thing repeated, which I'm like, how would that repeat? But then I repeat things that he would be like, why don't you just get it right the first time? So I understand now that it all takes patience. It takes a loving communication, and always reflecting back on ourselves. Have I done something recently that I should have been on top of, that he's lovingly reminded me of, and I've just ignored? Because this is one of the other things I'll close with. Trusting that the other person has a good heart is huge. I was wondering, like when he wouldn't do those things around the household, I interpreted that as he doesn't care about me. My needs don't matter to him. He's just in his own world. I'm voiceless in his presence. Those things did not help either. He always said, don't take it to the extreme. That's not what I did or said or made you feel. That's just what you're carrying. You're interpreting it into it. It's a small thing. So he does a small thing wrong. I should not make it a big deal by making it personal, by saying he wanted to harm me, he wanted to make me have double load work. I just have to be like, oh, it's his brain, it doesn't work like that. Maybe he wasn't shown when he was young, and now it's not part of his thinking. Hopefully his thinking can change. So compassion, because that's what we need to thrive. We need unconditional love to thrive. That's what I've learned as well. I need unconditional love to thrive. And if I'm not being given unconditional love, I can still surround myself in an atmosphere of unconditional love. And it's only about me. Do I dwell in this place, or do I wait for others to create this place? So I hope that through me talking now, there's been a few things highlighted to you. I would love to do more videos on these topics because I'm so passionate about it. But I'll close with this one favorite quote of mine. Speak peace to your mind, speak courage to your heart. Bless you, bye.